boyfriend.
He's just the sweetest boy there ever was.
Hello, and again, welcome to Bit Depth. I'm Santiago Ramones. Across from me is...
Catlock.
Thank you for letting me into your home.
Of course. I hope it smells good.
Yeah, no, it's fine. And I get to have a dog in my lap.
There's a very good boy over there.
Fun. So, who are you? What do you do?
I am Cat. I write and sing songs. And give massages. And watch TV.
Yeah. Is Catlock like a pseudonym?
No.
No, okay, yeah.
That's my name.
Yeah.
A lot of people ask that.
Yeah.
Which is funny because, my name's Catherine Locke.
Yeah.
Catlock.
It's a good...
People always,
it
I've told
good.
people, they're like, that's not your real name. I'm like, no, it is.
It looks good.
That's my name.
Yeah. How did you get started on music?
I've been doing musical theater since I was 6 years old.
Yeah.
From 6 to 19, I was in musicals, I was in choir, I was in classical voice training.
Heck yeah.
And that's what, for the majority of my life, I believed I was born to be on Broadway.
Yeah.
That was my life path. So I've always been singing and always been dancing, acting, all that stuff from forever.
At what point, was there ever a transition between this is what I'm doing because it's fun to this is what I'm going to do with my life forever?
Right. When my senior year of high school, I was still pretty set out on doing music theater. It was the only thing I could imagine. I wanted to live in New York. I wanted to do all that. And I kind of slacked off on auditioning for colleges. I only auditioned for 2 or 3. I got into OCU for acting, I believe. For acting, and then with an encouragement to audition for music theater.
Sure.
In the next year or whatever, because I cracked during my vocal audition.
Oh, dang.
But and I auditioned for Ithaca in New York, which they only let 8 people in, and I made one of the cuts of 200 people or something.
Yeah, dang.
And we went up to Chicago, and I had to do my in-person audition and all that stuff, and then I didn't get in the final 8. And I just I don't know. It's the summer after my senior year, we did Shrek the Musical. And I was Fiona. And
Fun.
Then, I don't know, I just I was out of school and I wasn't doing it. And I was just hanging out in Norman, Oklahoma. And it's weird. I just stopped doing it and didn't really miss it a whole lot.
Yeah.
And then all my friends that I was making right after I graduated, all played instruments and stuff. And my dad's always been a guitarist. And so I was like, well, I want to learn how to play guitar. And I was like, well, I could try and write a song. I'd see my friends kind of doing it. I'd be like, I can do that. And then I just started doing that. It's a weird thing that I don't really have an answer. Why I stopped doing music theater. I just kind of did. And then I didn't go back. I don't know.
Right. Do you still enjoy it? If a show tune comes on.
Oh, yeah.
You just start.
Oh, yeah.
Knowing all the words.
Oh, yeah. I still love it. There are still certain roles that I want to play. Yeah. Before I die or whatever. There's a handful that I don't know if I'd ever want to do a show again, but I want to be that role.
Right. Ooh, which ones?
Audrey in Little Shop of Horrors. I got to do that. And that was I could be Audrey every day for the rest of my life and I'd be happy. I want to be Kathy in The Last 5 Years. Natalie in Next to Normal, and she's a teenager, so I'm running out of time to be able to pull that one off. And Elle Woods in Legally Blonde, the musical.
Okay, wow, yeah.
Which is shockingly so good. Legally Blonde, the musical.
Yeah, no, that's what I've heard.
So good. I saw it on Broadway, and I was like, I want to be her.
Yeah.
And Mrs. Lovett and Sweeney Todd.
Yeah, no, those are a bit more fun. And I'm not as into theater as but I know the hits, so like that's
a lot of like the classics. I feel like I'm a fan of some show tunes or musicals, but not like all of them.
Right.
You know, there's like kind of a certain few. I get it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, once I wasn't in school and it wasn't like, well, this is the show that we're doing this year, so you have to do it. I was like,
right.
Well,
and
I don't know.
That's what you learn.
That's what you do. Whatever show you're doing, it's like, okay, I have to learn the show, audition for a part, play, you know. But now I don't really have to do that. If I want to do a show that's auditioning, I go audition for it.
Well, what was your least favorite musical that you've done?
Okay, I'm going to get haters, but I hate The Music Man.
Okay.
I hate it.
That's fine.
That was one of the first ones. I don't even know. I did it when I was little, but it's more like then every high school everywhere does that show, and I just hate it. I had to go see The Music Man so many times, and I hate it. That and this sounds so annoying, but I got kind of like to where my last few years I was playing like the leads. And a lot of times the like lead female is the most boring character to play. Like I was Rosemary.
Be pretty and be likable.
Yes. I was like, well, you can sing the songs.
Yeah.
So you have to be, I wanted to be the funny character. I had to be Rosemary in How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. And I wanted that role. And then I got it and it was like, man, I don't do anything.
Sure.
Like I was the lead girl and I felt like I was barely in the show. I just showed up every now and then and like sang a song by myself and then left and was like, Ponty, love me. And then I left. It was pretty boring.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I didn't enjoy Into the Woods.
I hate Into the Woods. Yeah. And that's another one that like my music theater friends give me shit for, but like I hate Into the Woods.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's just too many words.
I would have fun being the witch, though.
Yeah, no, that is a lot of fun.
I don't want to watch it, but I would enjoy being the witch.
Yes. I did Into the Woods my senior year of high school, and like everybody messed up. Like it's just too many. It's too many words.
It's too much.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I saw Into the Woods, and I remember intermission happened, and I was like, "Oh, okay, it's over, right?"
Yeah. Because they packed a whole lot of story in Act 1.
So much. And then I'm like, it's got to be over.
Where
and
do
then
we go from here? Yeah.
They manage it.
Yeah. Who were your biggest influences whenever you started songwriting?
Jenny Lewis, J. May, Bad Bad Hats, and Stevie Nicks.
Awesome.
And Fiona Apple. All ladies.
Yeah. So who are your biggest influences now?
Still Jenny Lewis. She's my ride or die. Sure. Still Jenny Lewis. And like Rilo Kiley, all of her things. Still Bad Bad Hats. I don't know.
Yeah.
I try to not be influenced as much as possible.
Sure. No, I think that's a good thing too. It lets you be more original.
Yeah. Because I find that the best songs I write are not the ones where I'm thinking like,
this is
kind of a Jenny Lewis song, whatever. That my better songs are ones that I'm like, I don't know. I just sat down and did it, you know?
Exactly. What is your process? I know people hate this question, but what's your...
Yeah. I mean, I think I hate the question because anyone who gives you like an ABC answer is a liar.
Right. But it's more like I want to know what your process is rather than like, what is the process? There's no the process.
Usually for me, it's lyrics first. Mm-hmm. Because I'm not super like confident in my guitar playing. I kind of taught myself the bare minimum on guitar, just like enough to put something behind a melody.
Same.
And that was only 5 or 6 years ago that I even like started trying, and I didn't really. Once I was like, okay, I know all the chords. Like, what else do I need? Like, I'm good. Yeah. So for me, usually, sometimes I'll come up with a guitar part first or whatever, but usually it's lyrics first. I do really like collabing with people. Like if they write a guitar part and show it to me, I like coming up with the melody. That doesn't happen very often at all, but I've done that a couple times and it's really fun.
Yeah. What is what do you think separates good songs from great songs?
Tempo changes. I'm just kidding.
Hey, I mean, that's why Tool's so great.
That's true. Inoculum. I think, and maybe it's just for me, but I feel like when I'm listening, when I'm listening to a song and I can tell that the person is not singing about something that they like lived or they wrote, it's like I can tell. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe that's just a me thing, but I just feel like there are certain artists or whatever that I listen to, I'm like, it's good, but like I just don't feel
Sure.
It doesn't feel genuine. I don't think that they wrote this about an experience that they lived or whatever.
Right. And that's something about being a songwriter and performer is that, so I mean, and obviously you have a lot of experience performing. So how does your performance background influence your songwriting background, and then vice versa?
I think, well, I've had people tell me without knowing that I did musical theater that my songwriting is very theatrical. And I would agree to that. I like to, when I'm writing songs, I think more about the live performance than like the recording.
Sure.
When I'm writing, I think, oh, that'd be a funny thing to do there or whatever. It's all about the theatrics.
Yeah.
Kind of.
What do you write about?
I'm trying to stop writing about boys. I am.
Yeah. Before you start getting a Taylor Swift vibe.
It's been made. Yeah. The comparison has been made. But that just means I'm a girl in a highly male industry is what that means. But
Don't
I'm
worry,
not
that question's coming.
Yeah, I'm not a Taylor Swift stan, but if you're a girl, and I mean Ed Sheeran writes songs about and he doesn't have whatever. But no, I mean everybody. What do you write about? Relationships?
I write about stories, so it's a different thing.
Most people write about
Most
relationships. So I've always done that. But I've been trying to step outside of that and just write about myself and my own inner drama.
So, I mean, does that change how you have been writing, since you're not trying to like, all right, let's not do another boy song?
A little bit, yeah. It makes me a little more intentional, I guess, yeah.
Not really following that train of thought, but what's a musical hurdle that you've gotten over that you didn't think that you would?
That's a really good question. I mean, in a way, everything that I've like ever done, because it was all just kind of random. You know, I was like, I could do that. I could book a show. Okay, yeah, I booked a show. Look at that.
Yeah.
I mean, I played Norman Music Festival, which isn't, I guess, insanely hard, but that was pretty cool.
It's nice, yeah.
It's nice. Yeah. I found a really good group of people to play with me. Like, I'm so happy with my band.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like my favorite thing. That's hard.
Yeah. What's a musical hurdle that you have achieved, or no, that I already asked that one. No, what's one that you're working on? That's the one. Words today.
Being better at instruments.
Yeah.
Definitely that. I'm trying to get better at that. Well, yeah, I want to get better at that so I can get better at songwriting.
Yeah.
And not always write leading with the vocals.
Sure. I mean, everyone says like, yeah, you should practice every day and all that nonsense. But it's like, who really can?
Could just sit down and like, I don't even know what I do. Pull up a YouTube video, learn some scales.
Right. Or just play.
Yeah.
A lot for like, I mean, because professional like session musicians or whatever, they practice like 8 hours a day.
That's so weird.
And that's ridiculous. I can't do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how you get better, I guess. I remembered the question that I was going to ask earlier,
sweet.
which was your thing is you. How do you handle the ego or the lack of ego or trying to deal with the stage persona that is also you?
Yeah. Being a quote solo artist is weird. I don't know how fond I am of it.
Yeah.
Originally, why it was just Catlock instead of a band. I wanted to start like another band. But my guitarist at the time, Matt Swan, so good. Love him. He was in Saint Basic. He was the first bassist and the Saint bassist, if you will. And he wanted to play guitar with me, but he was like, I am like really busy. I'm in school and I start grad school, and like I won't be able to like commit to like a band.
Yeah.
But if it's you and you have just like players with you, like I can do that.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, because I wanted him to play with me so bad.
Yeah.
So I just, kind of started up. I was like, okay. I was like, Catlock Project, or I kind of messed with it a little, and it just became easy to just say Catlock. And now I almost wish I could go back and just make it a band of some sort. And I don't know, but I don't want to go and like change the Spotify account and do all that. Yeah, it's like, it's already done. And I mean, I had this talk with my guys the other night. They know it's pretty much their say is very important and everything.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I think they all think their voices are heard. I sure hope so, because it feels more like a band energy. But a lot of people don't. I don't know. It's kind of harder to book as a solo artist, I think, because people assume that it's just me and a guitar.
Yeah.
When they're like, oh, is it a band? I'm like, well, it's me, but it's full band.
Yeah.
And I've had shows where I get there and, the sound equipment is not. Yeah, I'm looking at you like, they're like, oh, you're solo, so it must just be you singing.
Here's a mic.
Here's a mic. Here, get your acoustic guitar. I'm like, no.
Yeah. Do you think you could turn, like, Catlock into a band, or does it just have to stay you?
I don't know if we're too far gone. I mean, all the songs are like, I wrote all the songs.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe, think about doing like a Courtney Love thing. Like Hole was Courtney Love, but it was Hole with different members, stuff like that. But yeah, it's just would be a lot of drama to like go change all the. I don't even know how I would go about that.
Sure.
And I don't have a good name in mind. So.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's going. It's going.
It's
right
gone. Maybe if I like get famous and make it, I'll change it to the Catwalk Band or something. But for continuity's sake, right now, I wouldn't want to throw a new band name into the air.
Right. What's something that people don't understand about doing music?
Probably. I mean, I think it's so different everywhere. Like before, I was friends with people who were in local bands. Like I didn't even know that was like a thing.
Right.
Like I just had no idea that. And, I wasn't 21, so I wasn't going to bars where there'd be bands playing.
Sure.
And maybe that's an Oklahoma thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like when I was in high school, I knew about Limp Wizards, and that was like it. And it was like, they have a band? What do you mean? Like on a Disney Channel movie? Like,
sure.
You have a band? Like what? Whatever. Yeah. So, I mean, I was totally clueless to all of it. So all of it was unknown to me. Mm-hmm. I don't know, maybe how expensive it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It costs money to buy the instruments and then record the music.
Yes,
and then
distribute the music. And all that other side, all the behind the scenes effort.
Which means pay for the music.
Yes.
Pay to go to shows.
Yes.
How about that? Yeah. Kind of more broader philosophical music questions. What is selling out, if there is such a thing?
I mean, I would sell out for $10, but no. I don't know. Selling out would be. I don't know. I don't know. Part of me is like, yes, selling out is a thing, 100%. Then part of me is like, I don't know that it's
It's too hard these days.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, selling out would just be trading in something that you like believe in and are passionate about to make money, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, but there are certain ways. I mean, like you could say Lady Gaga sold out, but she was like a singer-songwriter doing the thing, and then pop people got her, and she was like, well, she didn't want to sing Paparazzi on stage because she didn't like the new pop version of it, so she's like, I'm going to do it with blood coming out of my mouth. And then she, got to the top and then was like, hey, by the way, this is my real music. I'm kind of talented in other ways. So, like, if you're given the opportunity to get a platform and you have to sing a pop song to do it, and then you get your money, get your reputation, and you can start doing what you want to do. I don't know if there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah. It's a career.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think that there's anything, I guess, wrong with it. If you do it, then you did it. Like, cool.
Do you separate art from the artist?
I sure try to. Yeah, I try to, especially in cancel culture. It gets hard to enjoy some band, and you're like, oh, dang it. Like, a bunch of you're
jerks.
like, like, why do they all date teenagers? No.
Listen, Brand New is still one of my favorite bands.
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
Brand New is still one of my favorite bands. And all right, so this is a bigger thing. And since you understand, I want to ask you about it. Is there something that he can say for it to be okay now? Like, he did the thing, he went to therapy, he told people, he dealt with the repercussions with his relationship and his wife and his kids and all that mess. Is there anything he can do?
I mean, I want to believe that. I think cancel culture is a little annoying. I think some people should be like fucking canceled for sure.
Yeah.
But like, there's got to be room for growth and learning, or else what is the point?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like too complicated. There's not, but then you can't put out a step by step. Here's how you do it correctly, because then
someone will just fake it.
They're just gonna fake it. Exactly. So like, it's just case by case, and like, I couldn't say because I don't know him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I accept his apology.
Yeah.
I don't know about anyone else, but yeah, that's.
And I mean, it matters if the person who was affected accepts the apology.
Sure.
So if they can forgive him, then I guess I can too.
Why music?
Not good at anything else.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I think that, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell else I would do. It's all I've ever done.
Yeah.
So I would be total lost cause without it.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
It's annoying, right? Why couldn't we have been good at math?
Right. Yeah. But then it's like, I guess it's a difference between what you're good at and then what you would like enjoy doing it too.
Yeah.
Because I was good at math, but I didn't
I was not
really enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I can do the formula. I know how to do it, but it's,
Yeah. Ooh, no.
I'd rather not.
I could not. I didn't even take algebra 2 in high school. I was like, get me out. I had a note from my mom. She was like, no, like, you don't have to. It's fine.
Yeah.
Thank you. Get me out of there.
Can music save the world?
No.
Fair enough. Why?
Because it's not going to cool down the Earth's temperature.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, it could, if you want to get, you can make music that inspires people to live differently and stuff like that. But I don't know that it could save the world.
But those people have to decide.
Those people have to decide, then they have to get other people to decide, and
Yeah.
they have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we have that much time.
Not in like a 3 to 5 minute pop song or something.
Yeah, maybe not.
What's something that people don't normally know about you?
People don't know that. Let me try and think. This is a weird thing. This is probably just coming to my mind because I told Jacob about this like yesterday. I realized that he didn't know this about me. Well, one, a lot of people don't know I did music theater.
Sure.
A lot of people in my life now, which is so weird.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
But
There's that one.
but like in high school, I was like a real hard like TV Twitter person. Like I was like on Twitter before a lot of people our age. Like, to the extent that we were all, I met a group. I mean, I was like 15 and met a group of people online who were trying to save the television show Community.
Yeah.
And, like, this was, like, my life. Like,
Yeah.
I was so online at a very young age. And, like, in 2013, we all took a trip and met in New York.
Yeah.
And we called it like Communities Take Manhattan. And like I was telling Jacob that the other day and he's just like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've always been very online.
Right. No, I mean, there are worse causes to be for.
Yeah.
Community was a great show.
Yeah. I haven't watched it. And so I realized the other
Yeah.
day, I was like, wow, I have not watched that show in like
Yeah.
years. I don't think I even finished it. Like
Right.
we'd try and save it and it would get picked up by another network or Dan Harmon got fired. And
Right.
it's just like flashbacks right now. Like
Yeah, but I mean, like, there's a
all
lot of
we
great
lived-
people on it.
I met Joel McHale.
Yeah.
Because of it.
He's not the example of great people that I think of. I'm sorry, Joel McHale, but like he's just not like it seems
not a
like he's
soup
just
head?
the same. He's just the same person in everything that he is.
Yeah.
And like cool for him because it keeps getting him jobs. But it's not like
Yeah.
he's not like Donald Glover or anything.
Yeah. I would have rather met Donald Glover.
Sure.
But I got to meet Joel McHale. That was
Right.
cool.
Sorry, Joel McHale, but you know.
And Rory from Doctor Who. Because I was a Who head.
Yeah. I've never been, so
That's
it's
a
little
weird
too
thing.
much of an investment for me to get into.
Yeah, I quit at some point after Matt Smith. It was another thing I just stopped watching one day and then was like, yeah, I kind of
Yeah, that's
lost interest. I haven't watched an episode of it in years, but I'm like, I was a Whovian.
Sure. But time goes on, pun intended.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
What advice do you have for musicians starting out?
just reach out to that band or that venue or that whatever. I feel like people get in their heads about like asking other people to play shows and do stuff like that when like most of the time when I've reached out to people that I think are like too big for my britches, they
Right.
like respond and are
Yeah.
helpful, and I think that's the best way to go about it. Or just email the venue and shoot your shot. I don't know.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, I just messaged you.
Yeah.
And was like, hey, you want to be on the podcast? Sure. That's
Yep.
why we're doing this. So
Yeah,
ask.
that's what you gotta do. Just ask.
Changing gears, and there's no good way to do so. What is the role of spirituality or religion in your life?
Kind of up in the air. I'm kind of into weird shit, I guess. Like, I like, I have my crystals over there.
Yeah.
And I like astrology, and I like aura colors and law of attraction and card readings, all that kind of little bit witchy stuff, spooky stuff.
How did
It's not spooky, but
Sure. How did you get immersed in that?
my mother,
Cool.
who my mother like raised me. I was raised like I was the kid who wasn't allowed to watch Harry Potter.
Sure.
Because it was witchcraft.
Yeah.
That and like Narnia.
Sure.
Couldn't watch, which is like
What? C.S.
yeah, it's like
Lewis
a
is hella
biblical
Christian.
thing. Yeah, I wasn't allowed to watch that. I got kicked out of CCS, the Catholic school, when I was like 6 to punk rock. But yeah, I was raised like more Christian religion, whatever. I don't know that I was ever. I'd go through phases. Sometimes in high school, I'd be really like into youth group, and I'd be like all about it, and then I'd be like, I don't know that I believe in God. Like I would just go like,
Yeah.
I'd go all over the place, and still is kind of how I am. I kind of think that every form of religion is true and false because it's all kind of the same, and I think people will find what works for them. Like, I think a lot of things are about intention and energy. But that being said, you know, part of me would say everything happens for a reason, but like, no. People, like, babies don't get fucking cancer for a reason. Like, and if you think that, then like, I can't. Like, there are things that just don't. Like, can't be like, yeah, the Holocaust had to happen. Like, no. Not everything happens for a reason. And because what I didn't understand from like a young age was like, okay, so everyone just kind of learns what they do about religion from maybe their parents or what they're around. But what if that's totally wrong and they don't know that? You know, are they going to get punished for whatever? And that didn't make sense to me. And I was talking to my mom about it, and she's like, well, everyone finds what works for them. And so, no, you're not going to get punished. Like, I try not to think about, we were talking about it earlier, I try not to think negatively, and I try not to think so like, I want this. I never get asked to play this show. I want to do that. Because then my energy is just like, I don't have this. I don't have this.
Sure.
But if you try and just like think a little more, like, I can't wait to play that show one day.
Sure.
I can't wait to get asked that. Like, if you do that, it just like makes such a difference. But I'm not saying like, I'm going to sit and imagine that I am playing Madison Square Garden and I'm going to get a phone call. Like, I'm not. Yeah. Bad things happen. Yeah. Good things don't happen all the time. Stuff. Yeah. And maybe you have never heard of thinking positive thoughts. So I don't think you're going to get punished for not being aware of something. So everyone has their own way of living whatever, and whatever works for them. I mean, everything's the same. A prayer you could call a spell. Like, it's, you know, you're doing the same thing. A prayer and like setting an intention. If you're saying, I can't wait to get asked to play this one day. If you sit and pray, I want to get asked for that. It's the same thing. You're just putting that out there, and it'll likely come back to you.
Yeah, exactly. So with that, what is your definition of God?
TBD. Very TBD. Sometimes, most of the time, I think no. Most of the time, I think it's just universe. I just think that there's so much that we don't know that it is almost useless to even try and figure it out. Yeah. I mean, like, there's so much. If you showed someone 200 years ago, like, a telephone, they would have been like, a ghost. Like, I don't understand. Sure. So who knows in however many years, like, how much we're going to know. And I just think it's kind of silly to try and even really sit down and figure it out when you could just do other stuff. Sure.
Is free will an illusion? That's a hard one.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think we have free will. And I don't think that necessarily you can make, like, the correct or wrong decision. I think you'll pick one path and the world will go with you, but it's up to you. Sure. I mean, the world might point you in a direction.
Right, yeah.
But you still get final say.
Right, yeah.
But
Maybe
I think
if
the world...
kill this guy, the world will just go with me. And it's like, no, the world's going to tell you not to.
Yeah, they might tell you not to. You might still do it, and they're going to go to jail with you. But they'll, head that way. I do think that the universe can influence. And, I believe in, like, signs and stuff like that. And it's like if you just set your mind and start to think, like, all right, give me something. I want to see, like, a blue car, something like that. But there's also... You're looking for a blue car, so you're going to see one.
Right. Yeah. I mean, do you have an example of something that has happened like that, or
Like,
to you?
once you start thinking that way, it happens constantly.
Sure.
Like, numbers is one for me. Like, every time I look at anything, it's 22.
Mm-hmm.
Is like always. And it's always like I'll be thinking about something and like worried.
Yeah.
And then I look and there's a 22 somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, numbers are ones for me. Dragonflies are one for me. Just random stuff. What's funny is I was telling my friend about this. He was driving to Oklahoma, like long drive, when I was on the phone with him. And we got into this conversation and I said something. I was like, yeah, it's like there's this test or whatever to start like getting your mind set that way. Where like you go somewhere and you think, I see so many green cars today. Mm-hmm. Just like, I've seen so many green cars today. And you think, and you'll see a bunch of green cars, which is weird. And I was telling him that on the phone, that example, and he's like, a green truck just sped by me. I don't know. I just think stuff like that happens all the time.
Sure.
And I couldn't tell you who's doing it or what, but I just, it happens. And once you start looking for it, it's 5:11 right now.
How do you determine what good behavior is?
Unfortunately, I have a conscience, so gut feelings. Sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, I want to do that, but I would feel bad. Yeah. I think people ought to trust their guts a lot more than they do.
Yeah. How do we reduce the division that has eked its way into our lives, especially in political conversations, but also just every conversation?
Look, if we just kill all the rich people. Such a question, and that I'm so unqualified to answer. God, people just need to listen to each other. Mm-hmm. Like, not a lot of listening, not a lot of open minds. On both sides.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely. Which I hate saying. I hate being like, they're at both sides or whatever.
Sure. Yeah.
But, yeah, people are just extreme and close-minded and just want to believe that they're right. And a lot of times it's what their cool friend told them or what their parents told them. I don't know. I think it's all, I mean, a two-party system is literally, you're never going to get rid of divide.
Yeah.
So
it's like the point.
Abolish that, I guess.
Yeah.
Truly.
That'd be nice.
Would be sick.
Ranked choice voting is a thing.
Yeah.
I'll give it a minute before I start ranting about Andrew Yang. How do you live with or against the selfishness in American culture?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I try to do good. I try to recycle.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just trying to survive first at the moment. I don't know. I try to listen, I guess.
Yeah.
I try to follow my own advice. I try and, before, if I hear something about Australia living some way, before I'm going to try and I'm going to hit up a friend who lives in Australia. I'm going to try and listen to other people's perspectives and stay open-minded would be the answer. Follow my own advice.
Yeah. Since those last two questions are very dark and sad, I like to add this one in here. What are you optimistic about for our future?
Ooh. I mean, bad things are happening all the time, but good things are also happening all the time. I saw a tweet today that I don't know if this is true, but it gave me a little, I kind of understood it. It said something about, like, believe it or not, like, a lot of, like, racism is on its way out. Because that's what things do before they die, is they try and act up and fight for life. And I was like, that kind of would make sense, because also a lot of good things are happening, and you know, people getting in positions of power that wouldn't have had chances before, open opportunities and everything. So a lot of bad things are happening because a lot of open-mindedness is happening, I think.
Yeah.
And it's freaking those people out.
Yeah.
And once they're all dead,
Yeah. Which they will be.
they'll all die eventually.
It's not a threat.
It's just
true.
going to get better and better. Exactly.
Yeah. One dark question before I bring it back up, but do you believe humans are evil by nature?
I want to say no. Yeah, I'm going to say no.
Sure. I mean, why was that hard, I guess?
I don't know. I don't think they're all born evil. But I guess I was thinking more, do I think some people are? Or do I all just think we're just born and we figure it out, you know? I don't know. Maybe some people are. Because I think there are bad people. But maybe they became that way. I'm going to go the optimistic route and say I don't think so.
Fair. Yeah. What makes you content? It used to be what makes you happy, but Jarvix had to throw a wrench in my system, and he was like, well, happiness is overrated. And I was like, all right, contentment, that's a different thing.
I like that, though.
Yeah.
Honestly, like having a clean apartment to come home to, I'm obsessive compulsive, so I like my things feeling like in order. It's kind of like, I really like my house to be clean, my schedule to be made, and all of that stuff, so that I can like be spontaneous and crazy, because I'm both of those things.
Schedule spontaneity.
Scheduled spontaneity. That's me. That is a perfect name for my next album or something. But yeah, I mean, if I've got like, I like security, I guess, knowing I have enough money in the bank to, if emergency happens, I can, pay my rent. I can get by. I have decent relationships and an outlet for my creativity. Because that if I don't have an outlet, I'll like get depressed. I had a spell not that long ago because I hadn't played a show in a while. I started massage therapy school, and it just kind of took over my life. Because good and bad thing about myself, I go all in when I do things. Yeah. And so I started the school and didn't think it would overcome my life, but it's like, no, it has, because I want to be the best, and I'm going to go all in and do that. And then it's like, I haven't played a good show in so long, and it was just like, I would get to where I was so tired after work and school that I'd just come home and be like, I don't even want to have band practice. Like, I'm just so tired, and I was too tired to write songs, and that sucked, and it made me super sad. And so I'm right now in the process of like picking that back up. Yeah. I just scheduled a bunch of shows, and I'm trying to schedule that spontaneity. I cleaned my apartment today. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we did know that I was coming into your house and then throwing a whole bunch of gear all over your house. So.
Yeah, don't open the bedroom door, but living room, kitchen, super chic.
A question that maybe at some point I'll stop doing this preface, but a question that Wayne Coyne has been asking Scott Booker and people, but he asks, when will you be satisfied?
Never. Probably never. Well, I think I can be satisfied with what I'm doing now. Well, maybe once I get my license and I get a job, something stable, I have my place to live and my income figured out, because that's kind of a mess right now. I'm not making a lot of money interning. And if I can just get to where I'm stable, I'm secure, and I get to play music, that'd be great. But, like, I mean, I'm not going to lie. Like, I want to be famous. I know a lot of people. Mm-hmm. I just love playing the music, man, and there's nothing wrong with that. I do too.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna stop if I don't get famous, but like I want to do this from a career. I want to do it, so I want all that I have since I was little. I just wanted to be a rock star or whatever.
Yeah.
In some way, so that'd be cool. I'll be satisfied and okay if I don't, and if I still get to do it, and I am doing things that make me happy, and I have good people around me, then I'm satisfied.
Yeah. Not a scheduled question, but what's the thing in our brain that makes us want to do this? To be famous, to like get up on stage, and like, why?
I know, it's weird, right? I can't figure it out. But it's just since I was little, I was singing, I was putting on concerts for my mom. I mean, I think everyone kind of did that, but I mean, when I was little, it was always like my friend came over, it's like, let's start a YouTube channel. Yeah. Like, let's be iCarly. Like, that's just always what I wanted to do. And not even in a, like, attention whore way. Because, I mean, if you see me at a party, I'm most likely in the corner. Like, I don't want to be the center of attention all the time. I guess sometimes, but I don't know. It's our purple auras.
Yeah. 2 more questions. What advice do you have for people in general?
In general, wash your face. Wash your damn face.
Cool.
And drink a whole glass of water right now.
Yeah. Is that a command? Yeah. You gave me a glass of water earlier, so yeah. After I take that sip, cake or pie?
Cake.
Nice. Well, what's your ideal cake?
Red velvet.
What kind of icing?
Cream.
Nice.
Cheese, yeah.
Kat, thank you for doing this with me.
Thank you so much for having me. Well, I guess I had you over to my place.
Yeah, well, it's mutual.
Thanks for petting my dog.
I don't know where he went.
He's under your chair.
Oh, okay.
That's where he went. He jumped off and just has been hanging out right there looking at me.
Yeah. Plug your stuff. What do you got going on?
Well, I have a bunch of shows coming up. I don't know when this will actually be out, so.
Thursday.
Oh, okay. Sick. I did something for Jarvix the other day, and he was like, this won't be out for, like, months, so you can promote whatever, but it probably, and I'm like, cool, I don't know what I'll be doing, like, next week, so.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of shows coming up. Next one is September 19th at the Deli, September 20th at Spinster Records in Tulsa, playing Plaza Fest. Those are the upcoming ones. Just follow me on Instagram at Catlock Y'all, and I post show promotion and memes.
Yeah.
That's all me. I'm worth the follow.
Yeah.
I posted a Reba meme today. If that doesn't entice you. Don't know what will.
I'm going to be honest and say, at first, I wasn't a big fan of your music. And then I listened to it more, and I like it more.
Really?
Yeah.
What didn't you like?
What didn't I like?
Yeah, like at first.
I don't know. I think maybe it was just the idea of, like, boy music was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. I kept, like, catching some of your shows, and I'm like, all right, this is good.
Yeah, I mean, I say it's like, I write about boys, but I don't know. I don't think it's that bubblegum.
No, it's not.
Relationship songs.
Yeah. And there's, like, good jams.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have a better word for that, but, like, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So, Kat makes good music. I changed my mind about it. So, yeah. Yeah, no. And go see the shows and pay for music. You have a new EP that came out.
Yes, you again.
Yeah.
Spotify, iTunes, all the things. And another one in the works. The second half of that
Sweet.
Is in the works.
Yeah. There's music to listen to. You can, as soon as this podcast is over, you can play that music.
Go straight there.
Yeah.
Do it. Follow me on Spotify so I get better stream numbers.
Sweet. Yeah. That'll be a whole other half penny.
Yes, exactly. I got an email yesterday. It's like, we're sending you $17. I'm like, yeah.
Cool. Yay.
I am rich.
Yeah. It adds up. Yeah. Again, thank you. I'm Santiago Ramones.
Catlock.
You can find everything that I do on my website, santiagoramones.com. I don't have a lot going on right now for promoting shows. And so, because I have stopped booking things because I'm getting married soon. So that's taking up all my energy.
What band's playing your wedding?
Campbell Young is being the DJ.
Sweet.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just like a wedding playlist. We don't have the money to afford a band, but yeah. So that's more of the stuff. But if you want to book me and my band, it's a similar thing. I'm me, but there's also a band. Hit me up. Listen to the podcast. Leave reviews and stuff. I do have my recital thing that I did for my master's, which was machinations. And so you can go to santiagoramones.com/podcast/machinations. And that is like Black Mirror, but with music. It's a series of pieces that are an anthology of thoughts on the future and technology with music. So check that out. I always end my podcast with my 3 things. They shape my life philosophy. Those 3 things are: love never fails, it's going to be okay, I might be wrong.
Open my eyes to all the lies I've been telling myself. You're a nice guy, such a good guy, better than anyone else. Talk down to me, make me feel small. You made me feel bad for loving you at all. When you see me, you act like it's so weak, ready to go and fall. But you would be so lucky now. You should be so fucking embarrassed. Keep on telling yourself I'm still in love with you. You clearly don't have anything better to do. I'm done being broken, I can't find somebody else. I'm done hoping you could sort your shit out. But you would be so lucky now. You should